presence. Overwhelms me. I am a brutal presence. I will impose my will.
All right, it is Tuesday. It is 7 o'clock. It's time for the Life Radio Show. But you already knew that. That's why you're here. I'm your host, Don Smith. You knew that too. But I'm going to keep saying a bunch of stuff you already know. Like I have great guests in the studio with me. Before they show up, we have Keith Irvin and Michael Moore.
How dare you?
Welcome to the show, guys. It's Michael's first time. You are a virgin on my show.
You're welcome. I'm glad that I could bless you with my presence.
Yeah, you won't leave that way.
Oh.
Because you will have done the show. So
that's
all
right.
it is. That's
so
all it is.
savor in it is what you're saying.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's disappointing the first time.
That's
But
what
I mean, if you keep coming back on the show, it'll get better.
Okay.
As you practice more.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
That's what they keep telling me.
Yeah, the pay is not very well either.
No. You got water, Keith.
Hey.
What else do you want?
Oh, that's
And
right.
it's name brand water, so I don't know what you want.
And it's a name brand waters.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't
not
have
that-
been, but the bookstore was closed, so I had to get it out of the vending machine. It's cold too. Usually, I make
nice.
sure you guys get warm water.
Somebody's
and it's
making
usually
some
like the
paper.
Kroger brand.
Goodness.
Well, I had no choice. It's either that or let you guys go dry on my show, and I can't have guests drying out on me.
That's what she
It's
said.
not the first time you've said that.
No, it's not. Well, welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank
It's
you, sir.
good to have you.
Appreciate
Been seeing a lot of you recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much
We
have
get
you
to-
loved it? You've loved it.
Well, Lucifer is a great character.
I mean, embodying my real me.
yeah, because I didn't get to work with you much on 6 Feet Below Hell. We
No,
were both
I came
involved
into
in
that late.
But, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd already snatched up the good part.
Yeah. I'd already died and been resurrected.
Oh, that's right. Spoiler.
Spoiler alert! It's been in Redbox for 11 months. You
For
should have
almost
seen
a
it by
year.
now.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. If you haven't seen it, that's your fault.
Exactly. And that's 6 Feet Below Hell. Still available in Redbox right now. Check it
There you
out.
go.
Yeah, right?
Plug.
That's right.
We got to plug it.
You're going to look at me with a serious face and say that.
Yeah. Well, I was just about to mention Black Mamba.
Yeah, all right. Let's go.
Yeah,
Keep it up.
Yeah. We're going to plug it, and we're going to plug Black Mamba.
Yeah, we are.
No, Black Mamba is a new.
That's Keith.
That's Keith.
I don't know
That's,
And I'm your next guest.
we should have made sure that everybody knew that that's what we call Keith.
Yeah, exactly.
Once we get him in here and lock that door.
That's right. Nicknames, baby.
That's Black Mamba, sir, to you.
Yeah. Well, hashtag comedy ain't easy.
Hashtag
That's
comedy
right.
ain't easy.
All right, I see.
Everybody took a drink at the same time.
Right.
Radio silence.
I didn't, but I just
You
kept
were
my
just
mouth
waiting.
shut.
Yep. So, we'll start with you, Michael, since it's your first time.
Mm-hmm.
What got you into comedy, and how long have you been practicing the fine art of comedianism?
Well, I got into comedy because you can only be funny to your friends and family for so long, before you have to go and get in front of a room full of strangers and tell them jokes.
Right. Well, because if you're funny in front of your friends and family for so long,
Right.
they get tired of it.
Exactly my point.
They stop inviting you to Christmas parties,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
family reunions.
Yep.
So I've heard.
Yeah. It's a rumor. It's a vicious
This
rumor.
isn't the
Hasn't happened
Dr.
to me
Phil
yet.
show. You don't have to get all of your grief out here.
He just got real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just always loved comedy, always loved a joke and stuff and all that kind of thing. And it was kind of a way to break me out of my shell. I was the type of person that in school, do not call on me, do not talk to me in class, do not get me up in front of the class to make a speech, don't do any of that.
Right.
I'm not here, I'm part of the wall. Don't just leave me alone. And it was kind of after that, and I went to school or started college and stuff, and I decided that I was going to give it a shot. My friend he had started comedy down in South Carolina, And I was like, well, if he can do it, I can do
That's
it.
always
If
the
he's not
saying.
funny, he
And
can
guess
do it.
who's still doing it? This guy.
There you go.
But this past January was 7 years that
Wow.
I've been doing it. So
Cool. Well,
it's kind of off and on, but the majority is 7 years.
Yeah, I think that's most comics are kind of off and on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm more off than on most of the time.
so am I.
If it wasn't for the radio show, I probably wouldn't say anything funny all week. And
Right.
because of the radio show, I probably don't say anything funny all week.
Why break a streak, you know?
Right? Yeah, I'm on a roll.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so that's about it.
Yeah. Did you ever think it would get you this far?
Oh, onto your radio show? No. Back in the day, I was just happy to get on stage somewhere. I didn't know I was going to make it big time here and get me
Right,
some
yeah.
name brand water. And
Yeah.
Right, have the 4 listeners.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here on
killing it.
WWSU, where everybody tunes in on a Tuesday night. That's what they're
Yeah.
there for.
I mean,
yeah.
what else are you listening to?
Yeah. But hey, they'll be here for lunchtime tomorrow from
Thank
noon
you.
to tune, and we're going to be rebroadcast.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And a
You get to
podcast.
hear us twice. So
So-
for the people that are listening tonight, special treat, they can tune in again tomorrow.
That's right.
And that's what we're going for, is just to shove as much of us down their throats as we can.
You're just going to keep going, huh?
So Black Mamba.
Perfect
Yes.
segue.
Yes, I've been doing.
He's been, never mind.
Yeah. So anyway, now how
porn
did you?
name.
What's it, that's your what?
Porn name.
Yeah, porn
boy.
name. I'm not going to tell you mine because I'm a little embarrassed.
White Snake.
White Snake.
That's why it's embarrassing.
Well, we know who's seeing his movies.
They aren't that kind of movie.
Like, where all the chicks at?
Yep. I hope they're coming here soon.
Right.
Dude. Come on, man.
That sounds like my car to party.
And that's why you know my porn name.
Biggest fan, baby.
Yep, absolutely. But no, the terrible music, that's why it's an embarrassing name. Not because
There are some good songs.
from Whitesnake,
Sure.
I've yet to hear one.
All right.
And they're pretty much done.
I can't
so-
name one,
Yeah,
but I'm sure there are
exactly.
some good ones there. They've made more than I have. So,
Right, they're doing something right.
yeah,
Yeah.
they figured something out long enough.
Yeah, it was the 80s.
Yeah.
We were more
Yeah,
forgiving people back then.
That's right.
true that.
I mean, Devo made it for one song at
Flock
least.
of
I was going to
seagulls.
say the one, right?
Yep, they made the one. We said, okay. And that was,
Enough.
I think they dropped the ball on that.
Well, I mean, they
Probably
came out
not.
strong with the hats.
Yeah.
So
Well, that was actually, Mike Canistero was in here, and he's a big Devo fan.
I'm not
And,
surprised.
yeah. And he was telling me the history, because they had several albums before that. It wasn't until the 80s that they got the
Whoa.
crazy
They got
hats.
the-
And really,
The flower pot hats.
Yeah, they were an actual
Yeah.
band
yeah. They
before they got,
Interesting.
you know what I'm
right
saying?
before they went all
Yeah.
whip it.
Yeah,
Before
exactly.
they did the
Whipping it
whippets.
good,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, before they did the whippets and did them good.
That's right.
That's right. So how'd you get involved with the films? Just to see a random post and
Yeah,
audition?
it
Is
was
that-
your random post.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies for that.
Wait, which films are we talking about?
Oh, Black Mamba.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
other
yeah.
one.
Well, it started with 6 Feet Below Hell.
Right.
I
Which is still available in Redbox, I've heard.
if you didn't know,
Yeah.
but I had saw one of your posts on the Facebook about needing extras for 6 Feet Below Hell, and so I just showed up on set the one day with 4 different outfits to come and be zombies, and William was like, "Get in there."
Awesome.
You
So
can only use the same people multiple times, like so many times.
Right.
So I was in there.
Well, yeah, because the first one I did 2 people on, I had to be an extra in Black Mamba, and I looked way different than I
Yeah?
did when in my initial part. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think you were on. Were you on set that day when
I've only been on set for Black Mamba with my scenes.
Okay, yeah, that was a fun day because it was a whole lot of killing and a whole lot of craziness. It was a 12-hour day on set in a warehouse with no air conditioning. It's fantastic.
Okay,
nice.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of the pictures from that and some of the clips, and it looks good.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping that it's going to turn out
well. Grace Kelly is doing a heck of a job coordinating all the fight. A lot of the fight scenes, pretty much all of the sword play scenes.
Yeah, I've been seeing her in the videos, and she's killing it.
Oh yeah, she's awesome at that. So yeah. It looks like the footage of this, the fight scenes look like they're going to be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't wait to see it.
Me too. See how many of my scenes have been cut. No.
You're right. Well,
just because
it's hard to cut Satan's scenes.
Listen,
Satan
is the bomb. Satan is Lord. Okay.
Well, exactly. I'm looking on here because I thought at one time I had that song saved.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
So I'm going to have to find it. I'm going to have to see if it still exists on here, which it probably doesn't. I probably got rid of it like years ago. But,
right.
You know.
But I had made that joke about cutting scenes or whatever because in 6 Feet Below Hell, I guess William liked me enough to where he offered me an audition for a speaking role in that film. And so I got the Mr. Zero part in that.
Right.
And like I had huge chunks of dialogue, like literal paragraphs that I had to memorize and try to say because the scene got changed. I was supposed to be reading into a camera and I could have read the lines and then it turned into I was in the room with the people and I had to say my lines from memory and that was a mess. So that's when I think William kind of chopped it up and tried to make the best of it. But hopefully this one will be better.
Dialogue changes and script changes with William Lee are very frequent.
Fast and furious.
Because Black Mama is the 4th film I've worked with him. And the first one, I'd print a new script. 2 days later, there'd be a change. I'd print another one. It's like, and then after the third one, it's like, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
And from then on, I printed the sides that we were shooting that day, and that's it.
Right.
And I printed them the night before.
Right.
And they still got changed.
Yeah. I learned pretty quick that was going to happen. So I got an app for my phone to where I just keep loading up the new scripts. I don't print anything. I'm not wasting paper or ink for anything. And then I can like highlight my stuff and all that through the app. And I was like, that's going to be it. But even down to the Sunday before I shot, I was shooting the following Saturday. He created a new scene for me. And so I had 4 more pages of dialogue to come up with. And I didn't remember any of it. So I had my script right there with me, and I was like trying to pull it off.
I'm going to blame you for this because he keeps cutting my dialogue.
Good.
He keeps adding to yours and cutting mine. Before long, I'm going to be a glorified extra twice, and you're going to be the star. You're going to be lead. You know,
it's only because he's trying to use my name.
Right.
To promote everything. He's putting me on everything.
See Michael Moore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
And then all the Trump supporters will be out picketing outside.
I think he's fine with that, though. I think William is fine with that. He accepts that. He welcomes that.
Yeah, I don't think he's making his movies for the
no,
Trumpies.
I don't. Yeah, exactly right.
For the whaties?
The Trumpies. That's what they are. The
Trumpsters.
The Trumpsters.
Yeah.
Which that could go a lot of different ways on the Trumpsters.
Fill me in. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Well, this is live radio, and the FCC might be listening to this.
All right, I'll play along. You can whisper it in my ear later.
Don't think I won't.
Don't think I won't enjoy it.
Hey, fellas.
So Keith, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on?
So back over to Black Mamba.
Yeah, back to Black Mamba.
What's going on?
How's the hashtag Comedy Ain't Easy show going?
It's going well. I mean, like I said, I learned from every time I shoot a show, as far as editing it and trying to produce it and trying to get a half hour out of it. So, I mean, you got your ups and downs. I shot Chris Allen a couple of weeks ago at the Funny Bone, and we were doing an interview up in the lobby outside the showroom. And, you know, people coming up the steps,
Right.
they just want to come over and, because he hadn't been here in probably 3 or so years.
Oh,
I forget
really?
how long he's been gone, but it's been a while.
Huh.
So all his friends that come to see him that first night, they would instantly want to run over and
And you're trying to do an
I'm
interview.
trying to go and you shooting this. And
So you were out by the elevator and the chairs in the lobby? Okay.
exactly. I had it set up right there with the backdrop of the green and their little promo sign. Yeah, and Cal came up and he just walked right into the set and just started talking and, good to see you, blah, 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 on and on. And
Well,
then,
have you interviewed Cal for the...
no, I can never catch him.
Oh,
like
really?
I said, and I don't record as much as I would like to because,
Yeah.
you know, I work, so I have to pick my spots.
Yeah.
But he just talked away, and then as he was walking away, he's like, well, what y'all doing over here anyway?
Nothing now,
Well,
Cal.
I'm keeping it. I'm
He'll
keeping all
be
of
word.
it.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And then Jonathan Craig, same thing. He came right over, started talking, and we're just having a conversation with him while shooting the
Well,
show.
yeah, that could work. That
so
could work.
I haven't seen it yet, been able to look at it yet, but I'm keeping it on.
See, that's why with this I do it live. That way, you know, I don't have to worry about
That's
editing
it.
a bunch of stuff.
It's done and over.
Yep, and
right.
it's,
And scene.
yeah. Yeah, it may be crap, but at least it's not crap that I worked on all night.
Yeah, right.
2 hours, I'm out.
Yeah. Call it
Right.
a day.
So, you know, we'll see. Like I said, and then I had Dan Dean in the studio. He actually came out to DATV.
He
And,
didn't make you go to him.
Huh?
He didn't make you go to
No,
him.
I had already
That's
had
good.
the studio book.
Because
So,
Dan,
and I
can
like
be,
doing
Dan
the
can
studio.
be kind of a diva. No.
Because he did bring a box of Lee's chicken. So we kind of played that into the opener where it's sitting there. And we had a little girl on there doing like she had a little puppet dog. Where she would do that, what's it, you know, and their mouth don't move. And
Ventriloquism.
Yeah, she was really cute. So that was my opener for it. So I think that one's going to be a really nice show.
Cool.
So, you know, what I mean, I just put them on and put them out and see what happens and keep trying to get guests to come on and or go out to them or, you know, a
Well,
venue
my
or whatever.
calendar is always open.
There you go.
Oh, and I'm working
and it
on my
only took me
studio,
3.5
too.
years to get him on my show.
Exactly.
Just imagine.
I mean, it's finally cleared
Right.
up, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
By that time, I might have a cameraman.
There you go.
Instead of running back and forth trying to do all of it.
Dang.
Well, what would you do then if you didn't have to run back and forth and do all of it?
Breathe.
Right. I'd be able to concentrate on answering smart questions and not, you know, kind of
Right,
come
not the stuff we do here. Clearly.
Right.
Take
And
the
I still
swings.
haven't implemented that your script where you go through your newspaper
Oh, yeah.
and go like,
my news stories, yeah.
yeah, I was going to call mine, we got questions, and then just find something. And
Yeah,
But
'cause
I
there's
haven't done
usually
it
the
yet.
news, the news we do on here, there are far more questions than answers.
Right, right.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, I got plans, I got ideas, you know, so. I want to do a live shoot with Karen Jaffe's improv group and do a spoof play on, remember the old game show, the dating game?
Oh,
Oh,
Where they
yeah.
had the split screen and they had the either guy or the girl and then the three guy. So I want to do like a spoof of that and everybody, you know, improv it, and I think that'd be fun. So hopefully I can get that done next month.
Cool.
And get her in the studio and get a couple of her improv
Improvers.
students in there. Yeah, and I'd love to get Kenny Carpenter in there with his chocolate. The pictures you see.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Blackberry.
yeah.
I would love
Chocolate
to get
Charlie,
him
I
on.
think.
Yeah, get him on there as one of the
One of the contestants. Yeah, that would be funny. So have him as a contestant and then the three
Well,
over
have
there.
him as one of the
Oh,
three.
have him as one of them.
Either
Okay,
or
yeah.
would be funny, I think.
Yeah.
So,
That'd be wild.
but you know what I mean. I got crap in my
Well,
head.
I
We'll
think
see how it
Kenny's
goes.
got a lot of characters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, in his head and on the and that he puts out in videos.
Right.
Right.
And
So we just got to
pictures,
put it on the TV. We'll make it happen.
And by the way, next Thursday, June 7th, Kenny Carpenter is going to be at Wiley's Comedy Club.
Nice.
Yeah, for the second Life Radio Show presents.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be headlining. Scotty Mays is going to be the feature. We also have Ed John, Mike Wells, and Ranson Carr, and I'm going to be hosting because it's the Life Radio Show presents.
Oh, you know what? I looked at that flyer on, I think it was on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you shared it on there. I just looked at that.
Just looked at it and
today.
scrolled past.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But,
thanks for sharing. No,
I didn't see my face on there, so I just
it
kept
doesn't
going.
matter. Just
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, that's the norm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to comedy.
Yep, I'm going to start doing that. I'm just going to have 2 hours where I talk about myself and my stuff,
Right.
and I have guests sit there surprised
Yep.
that I'm not asking them questions.
Yep.
Just like what is happening.
Yep, and so you guys can just nod while I'm telling you what I'm
You're
up
like,
to.
I don't even care if you nod.
Yeah, you can sit there and
I just
grunt
need
or
somebody
nothing.
present.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right. We don't
Yeah.
even need to be. Just get a
Yep,
cardboard
just
cutout of ourselves.
just drink your water and shut
Hey,
Okay.
hey, I got Wendy's coffee, buddy.
Oh,
99
Wendy's,
cents.
how is the Wendy's coffee? We didn't.
Ooh.
You want to give a review right here?
That
Yeah,
was 99
it's,
cent worth.
It's 99 cents.
And remember,
So,
FCC regulations.
Right. It's
So-
99 cents, so don't expect a lot. But I tried to do a Ranson and go to Starbucks. I was going to represent.
Oh, yeah. Today they're closed.
I don't know if they didn't want another thing going
Yeah,
on.
I think they saw you coming.
Yeah, they locked the doors. They're like, nope, not going to get us this
Yep.
time.
And one of them went, "Is that Black Mamba?" Yeah,
Quick,
close
shut
the door.
the door.
Pretend like we're not home.
Yeah, because they were in there sitting down. I don't know what they had going on, but so I had to
Just
settle.
about all the, or like 8,000 stores were closed today because of that whole racial
they
thing.
had
They were
because I thought they did
Oh, is
another
that what
day
that
already.
was?
I
Yeah,
thought they already
there was
had a
something
day
else
of
happening
sensitivity
today.
training.
Yeah, there were 8,000 stores that were closed today. So
Well, a lot of sensitivity training.
yeah,
Wow.
At Starbucks.
And here I go.
so it's
Black man trying to get in there.
Yep.
You were
just
actually looking to
racist
spend
and-
Right.
money. What's going on here?
I worked third shift. I needed coffee. I would have went to a Klan rally to get some.
Well, good
But
news, you're
they
at
were
one. No.
Right.
So I guess Wendy's will have to do if you can't get
Right.
that Klan coffee.
Right. Damn it.
Yep.
That is awful.
Starbucks.
Oh no!
Oh, that's terrible. All right, well, we're going to have to take a break. I'm going to do the comedy rundown. Let me cue up a song first here. Guess who I'm going to play, Keith?
Uh-oh. Somebody white.
Yes.
Oprah's Book of the Month Club? Please. We've got something much better in store for you.
Let's talk about books. The energy is right. I got a candle going. It feels good.
Every Monday morning, Jessica Gillen sits down and talks with you about the very best in books and literature.
Murder on the Orient Express. The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. The Cruel Prince.
It's The Bookseller, every Monday morning, brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Lane, I've been going to this high school for 7.5 years. I'm no dummy.
All right, we're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in the studio with Black Mamba
And Lucifer,
and Lucifer, Satan.
Satan.
Keith Irvin and Michael Moore are the guests in the studio. Just so there's no confusion, that's who they are.
Yeah,
See, I forgot what I was going to say.
great.
Okay, I'm back. No,
And I'm back.
it's actually time for. I started something new because a lot of times, since we sit in the studio for 2 hours, we don't really get up and move, get a lot of exercise in.
Uh-oh.
So I've actually bought each of you your own exercise equipment. And we
Nope.
Oh,
not go-
no? You think. You're part of the
You
show. That's part of the
think.
game. Don't worry. They're brand... Oh, that's mine. No.
Oh,
Don't worry.
no.
They're brand new. These are so... and you
No.
can take it home and have fun with it
Yeah.
when you're done. Who wants pink and who wants red?
I'll take pink.
These are the mouth exercises.
Oh my God!
We have to do them. Don't worry, they are brand new. They're straight out of the bag, and they're still all
even they're covered in a condom.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you don't want to.
You gotta have your lips protected.
You gotta have protection.
Oh, that's for your. I thought it was like a cheap version of a blow-up doll or something.
No, we're not taking turns
like,
in
what
here
happened
doing
to
that.
the rest of it?
Well,
what happens when you overinflate?
do.
Just got a big pair of surprise lips blowing across the room. Don't use the air compressor. Use a bicycle pump. Otherwise, you're going to blow their mouth right across the room.
Oh, goodness.
So, well, you figured it out. You figured out.
Of course I have. Are you kidding?
That's like, okay, do these all the time. We're good.
I've seen the video.
All right, Keith, are you ready? Are you ready to insert and have a good conversation while we're?
Oh my! Oh, my mom. Who am I kidding?
Nobody's listening. It's all right.
You know what these smell like. There's a whole lot of silicone happening here.
That's what I said. I'm gonna have to stop that.
Yeah. You can't get your mouth out of the bag.
Oh my goodness!
Yep. You ready? All right, let's get ready to have a conversation.
Oh yes, sexy.
What do you think? Is there any...
Ooh, I see you, girl.
You look fabulous.
Okay, it goes in front of your mouth. I got it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah.
In front of your teeth.
In front of your teeth.
Teeth. This is upsetting.
It goes in front of your teeth, Keith.
This is ridiculous. What the hell's going on?
See, it's a little different conversation than we were having the other.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
You know, fireworks a little.
I can't.
I can't even talk to this thing. I don't know what this is.
You got it, Keith.
It is funny, though.
Showing your own
funny.
face.
Yeah. With these, you just sit there, and that's it.
It's actually pretty funny.
This is
too damn much.
Low doll radio.
Now I know why that girl is having such a hard time with the spit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta keep sucking.
Mm-hmm. That's not the first time I've heard that.
Are you Facebook Live?
No, sorry.
No.
No.
Nope, not with these yet, I won't.
Oh, that's a cute one. No. Looks like
this is not a good look, Harry.
I'm getting lost
it looks
to the
fabulous.
microphone.
Yours is lost in your mustache and your ears.
I gotta fix that.
You're gonna have to put.
Oh yeah, that's better.
It's that darn mustache.
Oh my goodness!
It's just Santa got Botox.
Yeah, Santa got Botox. Yeah.
Oh.
If Santa was wearing these, I would not sit in his lap. That's for
I
sure.
would.
Well, you would. I kind of figured you would.
Santa would be in my lap.
Hello.
Go on, Santa.
Get over here,
right
Santa.
Oh my goodness! Oh Lord!
Oh no!
Cardi ain't easy. Evidently, radio ain't easy.
Yeah, radio just got a lot harder.
Yeah.
Black Mama. You can't even say the name of the movie now. Black Mama.
Oh no!
Black Mama.
Man.
6 feet below hell.
Oh, it's
None of it.
terrible.
Whose idea was this?
I don't know. I saw a video. It seemed funny.
How did you lie?
A lunch.
A case.
We're doing this every week.
Yo, wow.
I got lunch more at home. I'm just glad we're getting some use out of it.
Finally.
Yeah.
Oh, keep these already to Starbucks. Yeah, can I get a mocha cappuccino? Mocha latte?
Can I get
What?
a cappuccino?
Cappuccino.
A cappuccino!
What?
A cappuccino!
A what?
Latte.
Water?
Give me a cup of coffee.
Yeah, what kind of latte? Mocha!
Mocha chocolate. I seen that movie.
You like Linty? I don't know what Linty is.
Grande.
Grande.
You have to get some of that Greek Spanish in here.
Oh.
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
Colo
Might be easier.
se dice.
Hello, CDC. Yes.
Really a
Goodness.
checker.
Help me, Lord. Help me, Lord.
Oh, boy.
They do start to wear on your guns after a while.
Oh, now, what are these for? Aren't they for something actually to...
Yeah, they are actually mouth exercisers.
Yeah, the
So they
exercise
strengthen
your
your
lips.
cheeks and you got your jowls and you got a double chin.
Oh, white people shit.
Exactly.
Look,
White
look,
people
go,
shit.
go, get a little go. Go, go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I'm drooling all over myself.
Me too, and it's not the first time.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, I think that's enough exercise
I think so,
for
too.
1 week.
That's right.
We will. I will have these back again next week.
We will revisit.
Oh god.
Oh, boy, that's
that,
something else.
nasty.
I'm pretty sure my gums are bleeding now.
DNA. Oh,
You guys are fantastic sports. I appreciate you indulging me in that
Anything
stupidity.
for a laugh.
Yeah, next week or last week I had Mike Canistero and his dad on here, and they weren't fans of the lips. It was funny, but
Did they do it?
They did it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think Keith was gonna, but Keith did it.
Peer pressure,
I
baby.
fucking did it. Yeah, fuck it. I won't be able
What'd
to,
He's
you say?
outnumbered right
I won't be
now.
able to go back in my black neighborhood anymore. But,
Oh, I think I had to bleep you, Keith.
huh?
Uh-oh.
I said the S word, didn't I?
That's all right. We're good. No,
Oh.
I didn't hear nothing.
I don't think anybody heard anything.
No, I don't think. Yeah, if you keep those in, you can cuss all you want. Nobody will know. That's a- yeah,
What'd you
that's
say?
huck the FCC. I don't. That doesn't
Yep.
make any sense.
That's right.
Oh, that's funny. All right, should we hit some news stories now that we've gotten the silliness out of our system completely?
Sure.
Okay, we'll
I don't know
we'll
if
get
we've
into some.
completely gotten it out of our system if we're going to news stories now.
This is serious news.
Mm.
This is no joke.
Great. Okay.
Are we going
Actually,
from that
it's
to
not.
serious news?
Yeah, absolutely. Kendra Jackson was one of those people who always had a tissue pressed up against her face. There was the constant drip, drip, drip of her runny nose for years. She sniffed, coughed, and sneezed constantly. She also suffered from headaches most days. It was like a waterfall continuously, and then it would run to the back of my throat, Jackson said. Even worse, the
Oh,
drip
no.
interfered with her sleep. She added, I was like a zombie. So she sought medical help, explaining to doctors that the symptoms all started a couple of years after a serious 2013 car accident, during which she remembers slamming her head against the dashboard. Doctors listened, and most offered the same diagnosis. Jackson had plain old allergies.
I don't like this.
But she knew there was more to it. And after seeing an ear, nose, and throat specialist with Nebraska Medicine in Omaha, she was vindicated, if you can call it that.
Uh-oh.
Jackson was diagnosed with cerebrospinal fluid leak, as
Oh,
in brain fluid
no.
had been leaking through a hole in her skull
That was
into
not
her
what I
nose
expected, but that
all
is
day,
awful.
every day for 3 years.
Oh,
Dang.
God.
Yeah, that would ruin your day.
Yeah. she should just be thrilled that
Yeah.
we make more of it.
Yeah, I
guess.
guess. Did they?
She
She's
didn't
a
run out.
Cortlo!
Oh, wow.
Listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah.
Just play one on TV.
Yeah, that's right. I just play one in the back alley of Wiley's.
Yeah. There you go. Satan.
Hey now.
But yeah,
that's terrifying.
Cerebrospinal fluid leak. That's got a man. That would ruin your day.
Yeah.
That would. Yeah.
But I wonder what they do about that. Like, okay, yeah, you're real leaky.
Patch.
Do you get some of that? Like, have you seen the commercials where they cut the boat in half and then they put the boat back together with that black seal stuff?
Yeah, they put it on the screen door. And
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
That's has to be what to do.
All
She just
seal
snorts
or-
that. Yeah.
They just spray it down her throat or something.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
Yeah, just hold still. Yeah, it would probably seal up parts of your lungs.
I would
say.
imagine.
So, yeah, they
Yeah,
just have to
probably
make sure they shoot that right to the brain.
Because that's better.
Because that's better. I mean, well, that's where the hole is.
Right.
They probably
Apparently.
just plugged her nose.
Oh,
There, you're good. Go on. That'll be $8,000.
exactly right.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is special doctor's cotton.
Yes.
This isn't stuff you can get at your local Walmart.
Right. And that's why it costs $3,000 a
Exactly.
ball.
That's right.
Cotton ain't cheap.
No.
Just not. Oh, boy.
Not anymore.
I just realized where we are right now.
Not
What
That
was
ain't
just
Real
said?
black people.
Not anymore, Keith. Thanks.
I would just like to go on record and say that I didn't mention anything about that. I just appreciate you being here, Keith.
Oh, my.
And I love your family.
Yeah. The sight of traffic stacking. I feel like I still have my teeth in or my mouth in. The sight of traffic stacking up on a weekday had to be a familiar one for commuters and road trippers plying Poland's major A2 highway on last Wednesday. But as the minutes whipped by while cars sat still, it had to dawn on them that something was different this time. This was no vanilla traffic jam. And they were right. It was a chocolate one.
Oh, no, I know what this is.
A tanker carrying at least a dozen tons of liquid chocolate flipped onto a highway median near Słupka in western Poland. The driver survived, emerging with minor injuries that had and then being taken for treatment at a hospital, but the tanker's contents spilled across multiple lanes on both sides of the roadway, clogging the major artery with sugar.
That is upsetting.
Oh, chocolate. Oh, not like.
Yeah, it was like liquid or melted
liquid
chocolate.
melted chocolate, yeah.
Wasn't it like
Oh,
a
I
tanker
thought it was
truck?
like a
Liquid chocolate!
Pooper truck.
Oh, yeah. They called it liquid chocolate in
Yeah.
the news story just in case
Well,
the
I
kids
thought you were
reading.
saying that because you didn't want to say the actual word on the radio, so I thought you were calling it liquid
That
chocolate.
is the name of this week's show.
Liquid chocolate.
Liquid
chocolate.
Yep, that's a good one. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, boy.
Or at least this first segment is liquid chocolate. The rest of it was pretty good. But no, there were pictures of where they just
That's
spread
what I
all
saw.
over. Yeah,
It was everywhere.
It was nasty, and it looked like what you were talking about, Keith. But it was liquid chocolate.
Just actual candy chocolate.
But it was like a tanker truck, right?
Right? Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize chocolate was transported in tanker
right,
trucks.
in the tanker
Yeah,
truck.
especially melted. That would
Yeah.
doesn't seem like the ideal way.
When does it solidify?
Right, doesn't seem like the ideal way to transport it. It's
Right.
like if it's in blocks, you can just put it on a pallet.
Or if it's in
Right,
barrels
yeah.
or something, yeah.
You think there'd be either way to transport it then?
Yeah, and one big tank. Yeah, barrels would be a better idea.
Right.
That way.
Yeah, even that.
Are you listening? Well, we are.
Go ahead. I know where you're headed.
Nope.
Let's ostracize another country. Don.
Nope. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it. But yeah, you're right.
I
you know.
know.
What you know where I was.
I was
going.
thinking it earlier, and I was like, I will not say this.
Staff at a wildlife rehab center in Nebraska helped rescue a group of baby squirrels whose tails had become entangled together.
Oh, no.
The Nebraska Humane Society shared photos of 6 baby squirrels clinging to a tree and moving as a unit with their tails tangled together. Animal control officers arrived on the scene and brought the bundle of squirrels to the rehab center where executive director Laura Stansney, that's a good name, worked to untangle them. First, she should work to untangle her name.
Right.
Stansney, Stastny.
I'm glad you spelled that because I
Stasny.
was
Stasny.
Sure.
I was close.
Told the Omaha World Herald the squirrels' tails got stuck together with tree sap while they were wrestling in their nest.
Oh.
She gave the squirrels a mild painkiller and covered them with a towel to keep them comfortable as she began to work on them to set them free. And now they, too, are addicted to opiates.
Get the Narcan.
Yeah. So now they have to Narcan baby squirrel.
Oh, boy.
Yep. I have to say, I love animals and everything, but if you get your tails tangled together, you're probably not a very bright animal.
Well, yeah, you're
But
right.
they were baby squirrels, right?
Yeah, but still, I mean, if they're born with a tail, that's
Get it together.
get it together,
Straight
get out
out
of the
of the
tree.
womb.
Yep, you don't have to hang out with your brothers all the time.
Right. In tree sap or whatever
Yeah,
it was.
and wrestle around in tree sap.
But there's
That is for, you don't need to wrestle in tree sap until you're trying to earn money for college.
there you go. You got there.
Yeah.
There's I could
And
very
that
well
you,
be
you can see that every Tuesday at the Entangled Tail
Oh my goodness.
strip club is sap wrestling.
fuzzy tail. I could be making this up, but I had heard that like in New York, because all the rats and stuff, they will get together and their tails will get tied up into knots, and then it's just like one mass of rats that will just be like traveling down the street or the gutters or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that is something nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like you can Google
but
it.
nobody
and-
goes to save them, do they? But no, the cute little
Exact-
squirrel.
Little
Right.
squirrels.
That's a country rat.
Everybody's
That's
a
a
hero.
country rat with a fur coat.
That's right.
all that is.
That's right. Just begging to be made a hat of.
Exactly.
that's a. But
I got to put my lips up. They're staring at me.
Oh. I'm staring at mine.
right.
Oh.
Boy, do I have plans for you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
My neighbors are gonna be like, "What is he doing on that tree?"
That's not tree sap.
Right. I'm gonna get some syrup out of this thing one way or the other.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
Like, Keith, that's not a maple tree. I don't care.
I don't discriminate.
Matter of
Right.
fact, that's an artificial tree.
Yeah. It's Christmas.
Get
and
out
it's
of
in
our
my living room.
topiaries.
And it's in my yard.
That's
All right.
that's a house plant. What are you doing in my living
That's
room?
a fern.
How did you get in here? Well, I put the lips on the door
Yeah.
first.
Opened right up. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just stick those lips on the knob. You're good
Put
to
them
go.
on anything and it opens right up.
My plans have been foiled.
Yeah. Well, they'll keep longer in foil.
And their night has been ruined.
We'll do one more news story before we go to the top of the hour break. A 14-year-old Alberta hunter's encounter with a bear that climbed up to his tree stand was caught on camera by a fellow hunter, David Grunow. Did he? David Grunow was hunting last week with family friend Mark White near Bonneville, Alberta, when White captured video of a bear cub climbing the tree where they changed his name. Now it's Grunlow. I tell you. Where he
Spell
was
check.
sitting in the stand. The video shows him holding still until the bear climbs back down to rejoin its mother and a sibling. White praised Grunlow for handling the situation correctly. He said, "We always know when we go into the stand, if a bear comes up the tree, stay calm, show respect."
Stay out of the forest.
Right. Well, don't go up in a tree when there are bears up there.
Yeah.
That's-
Or, yeah. That's what I don't get, is these people put themselves in those situations, and then they're like, well, this thing happened to me. Well, yeah, dum-dum, stay out of the forest.
Yep. Stay
That's
calm.
the bear's
Just
living
stay
room.
calm. Yeah.
Stay out of it.
Yeah, get it? Don't stick your lips on their tree.
Thank you.
And you'll be good to go.
Right. If that bear were to get a hold of your lips.
Well, it was just a cub, though.
So,
It was just a cub.
have you ever wrestled a cub?
You mean like the baseball players?
Now I do.
The Chicago Cubs?
That's exactly
No,
what
I
I
have
mean.
not.
Right.
The Astros, yes, but the Cubs.
Astros.
Is that still a team? I don't even know. It's
I don't know. That's
like
sports.
baseball, yeah. That's like sports ball or some kind of thing.
Sports
yeah.
ball.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a big sports ball
I'm a
fan.
nerd. I don't do anything with sports.
Well, Keith's a big Reds fan. He goes to their you go to their training and stuff, don't you? Or their little camp thing they do.
I
Don't
went
they
to
do
one year
something
when I
like
turned
that? Yeah.
50. I went to
Oh,
their
okay.
fantasy camp, yeah.
Oh, fantasy camp.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it
cool.
was very, very expensive, but it was a really good time. It was well worth it. I mean, sports fan or not, but you actually hanging out with the actual ball players from the 60s, the Big Red Machine, Ken Griffey Seniors,
Oh, cool.
Sabo, Todd Benzinger was my baseball coach, and it's a week getaway, and you're actually playing. They split you up in teams. They have like a real draft, so they watch you, and then the pros pick who they want on their team, and you play 2 games a day, and you're playing toward the championship, which they play the actual pros.
Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah, it was a good time. I mean, it was in Arizona. It was Goodyear, Arizona. It was.
Yeah.
Something like that expensive?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I would imagine that.
Listen, I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
My fantasy stuff is Comic-Con, and I know that's expensive, so.
Yeah, this was about $4 bills.
I think
Oh, wow.
everybody's fantasy.
4,000,
I think
yeah.
everybody's fantasy stuff is expensive.
But yeah,
Just
yeah.
the way it is, you know.
I don't know. I'll give you some examples.
Yeah, but even those places, a lap dance like 20 now.
Oh, I'm going
Yeah, I went in
further
with-
than that.
Oh wow, okay. All right.
Yep.
I think it's time for the top of the hour break. Are you sticking around with us, Keith? Or are you running on down the road? Or we'd love to have you. You can put the lips back in.
I ain't putting the list back in. That's already.
No, I think I've had my exercise for the day.
Yeah, I can stick. I gotta be at work, but I might as well go on and muddle through it.
All right. Well, we're gonna take our top of the hour break, and we will be back here shortly with Keith Irvin and Michael Moore. Not that Michael Moore.
Not
The good
any
one.
of the other ones.
The good one.
Yep. All right. We'll be back here shortly.
Move over, Jimmy Kimmel. Step aside, Conan O'Brien. Back off, Stephen Colbert. It's my turn. I'm Mike Shea, and every Tuesday on my show, Mike Talks Funny, I sit down and talk with comedians, actors, film fans, podcasters, anybody willing to get down, get deep, and get dirty.
I don't remember the first time I had sex. That was horrible. I didn't even finish the first time I had sex.
I've tasted what most comics want, and now I have to go back and eat leftovers.
You're so brave for wearing that shade of lipstick on stage. Oh my God.
Think of Last Comic Standing, and Mystery Science Theater 3000 had a baby, and that's the show.
My online doppelganger is also a larger black man. He is Adrian Miller. All the top results are he's a professor.
Interviews with great people, not to mention all kinds of awesome new music every show.
Hey, this is Don Smith.
This is Scotty Mays.
Hey, this is Kevin Goatee with Comics Watching Comics.
Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute, wait 1 second. I think I'm onto something here. This is pure snow. It's everywhere. Have you any idea what the street value of this mountain is? Charles. Wait a minute, hold it. Ah! Oh! Outrageous! I think I froze the left half of my brain. Look! I can't move my right arm!
All right, we're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Sitting in the studio, Keith Irvin has stuck around to for more of this abuse. And Michael Moore is he's still here too.
Yeah,
because he's a party animal. His shirt says so.
Baby, you don't even know.
So where were we? You looked a little confused by the intro there, Keith. Have you never seen Better Off Dead?
Better Off who?
Better Off Dead. It's an 80s movie. It's fantastic.
That's before my time.
Neither of you. The 80s is before your time.
We all know
just
you're
talking
lying.
about what you did for your 50th birthday, and the 80s is before your time.
Ratting yourself out.
Always stepping on my foot.
That was a great movie. It was one of my favorite movies
Is that
as a kid, and it was because I was
what,
really
my $2 movie?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay, yeah. I don't remember that part though.
You don't remember that when they're up on the mountain, he's getting ready to go skiing, and he snorts the snow because it's pure snow. It's everywhere.
Oh
no!
It's a crazy
like
movie.
a bad idea.
It was. But that was what was his name? Charles DeMar was the character's name.
Mm-hmm.
Played by Curtis Armstrong, who was also Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
I remember that. Okay, Booger.
That classic.
Yep.
But that Charles DeMar is one of my favorite characters of his from that movie because he was an idiot.
Yeah.
And I know people just like him. That's the hard part. That's what's so fun.
Right.
That's just scary.
So where were we? What stone have we not overturned yet? None? Have we exhausted ourselves?
Well, I've got a stage play coming up that I've never done.
Well, there you go.
Before.
Yeah.
If y'all want to talk about that, I mean,
absolutely.
It ain't nothing. It's just a little small part in a one of my friends that's actually on the DATV volunteer. He does gospel shows, and he's a pastor. And he wrote a book about his life, and it's he made it into a play, kind of like if you know what Tyler Perry play is type, about family, religion, and ups and downs, and the drama that. Well, the name of the play is. All right, you ready?
I was born ready.
Mama knows a lot, but Grandma knows everything is the name of the play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I can't be mad at that.
Yeah.
So I play a small part where I'm the friend of one of the main characters. Son, one of the main characters.
What's your character's name?
Oh, yeah. My stage name is Peanut Butter.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Peanut Butter. Butta.
Oh, okay.
A.
How many A's?
4 A's.
4 A's.
4 A's.
That is a whole lot of A's.
That's some A's right there.
But I've never acted before, and the director, Cortez Jackson, is his name. He kept pressuring me. He wanted me to do this part because I'm a comedian, and he wanted it's a comedic part.
Right.
Well, I mean, you couldn't tell by my check stub, but
right. Well, yeah, because you have a job.
Right.
You actually get a paycheck.
I know,
That's really hard to tell.
Yeah, exactly.
Not from comedy. But he wanted me to play this part and kept. I was like, dude, I've never acted. I don't know how to act. He's like,
what do you mean you never acted? You were part of the great show Characters Anonymous.
So who, what, and where?
It's that forgettable. The sketch comedy show that flopped a few years back. See, you completely blocked that out of your memory.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not an actor. And if that ever came out, who was it that did that one?
Oh,
that was Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew Thornburg.
Yeah. It was awful. I was awful.
Michael's
I didn't.
Completely
it was.
I don't know what's happening, but I'm listening.
It's okay.
Well,
it's okay.
it was. Well,
we attempted to do a sketch comedy show, but
okay,
they wanted it like really, 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 really clean.
Oh,
so like I wrote one sketch for it, which I called Bigfoot, Hunter. Instead of Bigfoot Hunter, it was Bigfoot Hunter. as in he was going after the guys that were hunting him, and he'd play all kinds of really dumb jokes on them, and it was kind of the way it got shot was nothing like what was written, and basically every joke I put in there, he's like, "Oh, that's a little too dirty. We can't." So it was there were a few good sketches in there.
Mm.
There were a few that were okay, but it was.
Where was this done at?
It was done a couple different places.
Yeah, I think everybody had their own little different.
Yeah.
Set. Like mine was a wrap off between like historical. Like I was like a Harriet Tubman character.
You were Harriet Tubman.
And I was having a rap battle against.
But have you seen a picture of Harriet Tubman though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
But no, it was it was a little.
I mean, slap a wig on you and things are fine.
Well,
I think it was Frederick Douglass. Yeah, Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman were having a rap battle. Yeah.
And I got the rap script like that day.
Yeah, it was
or something. And I don't rap. I'm from the '60s. You know, I don't.
Sure.
It was just I couldn't get it right. I couldn't. It was So anyway,
yeah.
Here's today.
But back
so
to
now
your play where
he kept wanting me to do this script, and it's not it's a small scene. It's probably I don't know 7-8 minute little part in it. And then I come back at the end for the big party. The thing is, it's grandma's big whatever 90th or whatever birthday party. So all the family's coming into town for the birthday party. And then, of course, all the drama's coming up and, kids out of wedlock and, and this, that, and the other. And then back then, well, she did this. And it's all coming to light and grandma's got to get the family back together and,
crack some skulls.
Well, no, just let them know it. We have our issues, but, family is strong and spiritual. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's a good message.
So it's a good message and it's clean. Yeah. So, but I've never acted before, so I'm freaking out because he wants me to play this character like, peanut butter. So I don't know how to describe it, like a 70s. I'm gonna have to put my lips in there to try and. So it's just, and it's in September. It's September 15th is the actual date. Where the play's going to be at the Dayton Convention Center. So it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
The tickets are on sale already. I've got tickets. If you want to shout out to me for the month of May, they're $20. After that, they're $25. They got VIP for $35, and then of course they've got like the VIP where you get your table and you're sitting right up.
What's the VIP get you?
The 35?
Yeah,
you're just closer to the stage. It's just seating.
Just seating.
But the special VIP is like a round table where it's all, you get your drinks and. I mean, that's like $100, but I think that's like one of them deals where you get sponsors to sponsor a table or something like along that line. But
kind of business thing where they put in for the gotcha.
Type thing. So I mean, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, we've only been doing readings, so I haven't really got a chance.
So you haven't gotten into the nuts and bolts of the rehearsal,
right?
Right,
so I can find my character or what character I want to play. So.
Get your lines down. I mean that's the big thing. The quicker you're off book,
that's what he's.
The better the more comfortable you're going to feel.
Yeah,
because that's the thing with because I started out in theater long before I did comedy, and that was always the thing is that the quicker I could get off book, the more comfortable I was with it.
Right.
And
the more natural it probably is.
You can act it out and you can try different ways. You can get what feels more natural. Once you know the words and how the words are supposed to come out, you're so much more freedom once you're up there.
So I really need to concentrate on that. And it's hard, I don't really have anybody to. We try to rehearse at least once a week at right now, but I think it.
Oh yeah, that'll get ramped
toward
up.
the end. It's supposed to be amped up and
Because that's the thing. Most theater I've done is it's usually a 3-month-long commitment, and we're in rehearsals. Even when we just start, we're in rehearsals 3-4 days a week.
Yeah,
and that's why. That's actually part of what got me started in comedy is I didn't have the time to commit to theater because I love doing theater.
Yeah.
If I had the time to commit, I would rather do theater than comedy.
Right.
But
that makes sense.
But you still get that bug to be up on stage. And comedy is just
right, just
filling that spot.
That gateway, yeah. But
I love comedy too, but still,
sure. But you have your preferences,
right?
Which is completely understandable.
Well, even with theater, is every play I've ever done, at the end of it, I always say I'm never doing another one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because
the last time I meant it.
It's a long process to really before that first opening, and this is only one show that we're doing, I believe. Now I'm hoping he doesn't want me to think I'm going to get on the acting train to
and go take it on the road.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't have I really don't. I barely have the time to do the comedy thing or the TV thing. So I'm trying to give them all that I can without, putting myself in an early grade.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be cool. I just got to, learn it. And like you said, just get the script down to where I'm comfortable with it. But right now I'm just freaking out.
Right.
Yeah. Which is natural if you haven't done it before.
Right.
Is it a one-time deal then? Just one show?
Yeah, it's just one show. Yeah.
Just curious if it was.
He wants it to be more, and he wants to travel it and go different places, but he's got to get us. I mean, like I'm sure, you've got to have a set cast,
right? Mm-hmm. That's able to
and committed.
That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Because even when I just did local theater, I never traveled or anything.
Right.
I just did the local theater, which there are a lot of them to do, and they get quality actors and they get quality scripts in. And
right.
It's still a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
I'm sure I'll enjoy it once it gets here and it gets done. But
yeah,
like I said, I can't put that much that he would like to have in it. So
yeah, I was a nervous wreck the first one I ever did. I was 25 years old, and I walked in. It was Dayton Theater Guild, and local theater is a very, very tight knit community. Everybody knows everybody. And I walked in. I'd never done this before. I never did anything in high school. Anything. Just 25 years old. I saw an ad in the paper. They were having auditions. I walked in. They handed me a paper. They said, well, you can write down your previous theater experience on that. And I said, okay. And I handed it back to them.
I was going to say, hand it right back.
And they said, well, even high school's fine. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
You got it.
You got it. It's all there. Yep. I remember every bit of that. It's nothing. And they said, okay, well, go on in. So I walked in there and, met the director and met the stage manager and a couple people in there. And then, of course, it's theater, so I'm 15 minutes early. Nobody else is there for, till 20 minutes after because it's theater, which always used to drive me nuts. I'd get to the theater for rehearsals. I'd be there 15 minutes early. Nobody would be there to open the door till 5 after. But I walk in to do the cold read, and everybody that walked in after me not only knew each other, but knew the director and the stage manager and everybody on a first-name basis. And I thought, what the heck am I even doing here? I don't have a shot.
Yeah, right.
And I think that the main reason I got cast is at the time I did a lot of voices.
Oh, okay.
And the play was called Epic Proportions. And it was a cast of about 7 or 8 people as far as actors.
Right.
But the actual cast was like in one of the big epic movies where there's like hundreds and thousands of people.
Oh, wow.
So that's I got cast as I think 8 different people and the main narrator. So it was kind of cool.
Wow.
I was a nervous wreck before we were going out, but it was a comedy. It was goofy as can be, and we were kind of cursed on our opening because we opened I think it was like September 14th, 2001. Yeah, kind of a bad time to open a comedy play.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Never
it was
forget.
because we were debating on whether or not to postpone it a couple weeks, but it's like, well, we're going to lose the window if we don't.
Yeah, got to get on with it. Yeah.
Besides, folks need to laugh at that point, especially.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
But no, the cool thing is I was backstage before we opened up, and my voice was booming over the speakers because we pre-recorded all my narration.
Oh, okay.
And I knew if we were going to have a good show, once it started getting laughs on the narration, I was like, okay, I'm good. Because if I can get laughs, I can calm down.
Yeah,
I think
right.
even with comedy, if I get on stage and I'm not getting laughs, I'm instantly uptight.
Yeah. Oh,
if
yeah,
I'm
for
getting
sure.
laughs, it's great.
Right, exactly.
But,
Yep.
It's same way with theater. If I get some kind of reaction, because you can get reactions in theater other than laughs that are fantastic.
Right.
I played a bad guy in one. I mean, just a real piece of crap, and I had so much fun with that because the audience was just laughing uproariously because we were having this big thing where they were making jokes about me, and I was this character that was like supposed to be a little slow, but not really a little slow, just kind of a redneck.
Oh, okay.
And it reached a certain point. Of course, the audience is laughing, and I blow my top. And that audience went from just hysterical laughter to dead silence. You could hear a pin drop when I walked off that stage. I had so much fun doing that because it's that power to having fun now, aren't you? Give me that back. And
wow.
Yeah, and the one night I got into it too, man. The one night I almost accidentally, because I'm supposed to bump one of the actors as I'm leaving. Well, the one guy was kind of small.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Lord.
And he was, the second week, we had a different guy playing that character because the one could only do it for 1 week, and the second week we had a different guy, which was about half the size of the first guy.
Right.
I about knocked him over the back of this couch. We got off stage. He's like, "Did I make you mad or something?" I was like, "No, why?" He's like, "I thought you were mad." I was just getting into the character. Acting. Yes, it was so much fun. Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I told you I was going to make the show all about me.
All right.
And you just asked.
Right.
But I didn't know that. Because I would like to learn how to act. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Film's a lot of fun too.
Yeah,
very different animal than live theater.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm
sure.
more so into film than I would be into like stage acting because you have that one take with stage, and I would forget my line every single time.
Yeah, to me, that's the excitement of it. It's with film, you make a film, 6-8 months later,
right?
You see your work and you find out whether or not people even like
it.
Right.
Whereas with theater,
it's immediate.
They tell you
get
right
that,
now.
Yep,
That's why I like stand-up comedy because you get that immediate reaction one way or another. You have that response where, like you say, with film, you have to wait.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love doing film, too. But
I got lucky with the last film that we did, this Black Mamba, because I forgot several lines and had to do several takes, but normally that's not how William operates. It's normally like whatever was the best one is what we're going with.
Yeah.
And because I got to act with Donnelly Heising, I think we got some extra takes because she was a bit of a special circumstance.
Yeah, she was the star power.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
She's got. If you look at her IMDb page, she's got like 160 some.
I mean, even right now, she's in
a
a different city every week. And I mean, when she was recording our scenes, she had 4 different scripts that she was trying to memorize.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, she's been around doing it for a while. She was in Big Trouble in Little China. She was in the original Mad Max movie.
Oh, really? I didn't see that one.
I think that's one of them. And I mean, she's been in a lot of different stuff. Granted, it might not have been the biggest of her roles, but she was in these films.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, she's got the clout.
Yeah.
But yeah,
real sweet person too. Just the sweetest person. Yeah, absolutely.
And she lives out in California, so we couldn't rehearse in person.
Right.
So we were rehearsing over Skype. So we had some kind of a
relationship
or whatever.
Yeah,
right. And so that helped a lot. But even through that, I could tell that she was a super sweet lady and that we were going to get along just fine once she got to set and stuff.
Right.
And
So she just came in, did her set, and then
she and I only recorded. We filmed that one day. She was in Friday night. We recorded Saturday, and then I think she flew out Saturday night. So she was just, it was in and out.
In and out.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just saw that she's in New York today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she posted on Instagram she's in New York, but she was in Vegas, and she's, like I say, she lives, I think, in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
And she's all
busy. Yeah.
She was filming in Missouri. She's all over the place. So I was blessed with her being my wife.
Yeah.
So then in our scenes we got extra takes. That's my point.
Oh, nice.
Yep. You got the little more room to mess up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So.
Yeah, because usually, and that's one of the things I love about William, because I've been on sets where they just retake and retake and retake and retake, and it's, I think it was Harlow was talking about. There's the one actor their director that said that basically an actor's got 4 good takes in him.
Oh, okay.
And once you do more than 4 takes, they've lost whatever they were going to have.
Right.
And that's probably true because it gets exhausting.
Right.
Well, I can imagine probably for everybody.
Yeah, William's fantastic in that he gets it and he goes.
Yeah, I like that, but then at the same time, I don't. I want to be able to nail what I'm supposed to be doing,
right.
And because I'm in there nervous and forgetting my lines and stuff, I'm like, no, I could do this better. I promise. And he's like, moving on,
yeah, moving on.
Right.
Crap.
Yeah. But, I mean, there are a lot of directors I've worked with that they'll retake until they get what they think is perfect.
Right.
And that's the difference between making a movie in 6 or 7 weeks and making a movie in 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes a big difference. William, he wants it out there.
Yeah.
And that's, he'll work with it.
Yep. He makes whatever it is work, whatever we've captured.
Yeah, and sometimes he'll cut most of your stuff out.
Yeah.
He did. 6 Feet Below Hell was hilarious. The one weekend I went out to some park down in northern Kentucky, and basically the whole day, my character Reggie was being chased by zombies.
Oh, geez.
Just up and down hills in the mud, Probably, well, not all day on Reggie, but I'd say probably 3 or 4 hours. I'm running up and down hills, tripping over stuff,
and
sliding
none of
in
it
the
was
mud.
Used.
Not one bit. I don't think I broke my toe, but at first I did. I sprained it real bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk right for about 2 weeks, but yeah, I messed my toe up, and not one bit of that got into the film. But that's the fun of it.
Yeah.
I still had a blast doing it.
That's it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun getting it, just doing it.
Yeah, that was a goofy day.
Right.
But it was a lot of fun.
Right. I'm big into musicals. If I could sing and dance, that's what I would be doing.
Well, you talk to William about that.
Oh, we could have a breakdown scene, musical
Black
scene.
Mamba the musical. My name is Satan. Man, I wish I had that song.
And you all will burn. Yeah, that'd be great.
That's funny.
But
all right, well, I think we're going to take a little break. I'm going to get a song queued up here. Let's see what we got. We're going to do some Potter's Field this time. I know that's.
I guess.
I know that's one of your favorites.
I was going to say more throat choking or whatever it was called.
No, choke hazard.
Oh, that's it.
No, this is throat music.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
okay.
Not the choke hazard.
Great.
This is All right, we're going to take a little break. Play some Potter's Field. This is what am I playing again? Can't remember which one I clicked on. We'll be surprised together. Hindsight Hell, I believe it is. We'll be right back on the Life Radio Show.
Wednesdays on Eventide, Robert Yetter and Mike Shea sit down and throw albums at each other, talking about them, picking them apart, ripping them a new one. All different artists, all different genres, all different levels of suckage. It's Track Record, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on the Eventide podcast feed. For more information, go to eventideent.com.
They say, see a broad to get that booty yak 'em, leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em. Cole got to be. Yo, shit.
All right, we're back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with Keith Irvin and Michael Moore. Still.
Irvin with an I.
Yeah, Irvin with an I, not Keith Urban.
Not Keith Irvin.
Sitting in with Keith Urban here on All Country Radio.
All country, all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
All right. Yep, you forgot your cowboy hat, too.
I guess.
Terrible.
But I'm wearing my chaps.
Well, yeah, that's. Yep, you gotta have the chaps when you come on my show. That's like a requirement. That's the first email you get.
Yeah.
Before you even get directions.
Do you own chaps?
Do
chaps.
you have chaps? Get them. Bring them.
Right.
Preferably with pants.
Oh no.
You got the wrong email then.
Sorry.
I'm going to have to check that. There's something wrong there.
You're getting multiple chat emails?
Yep, we're only supposed to get chapped once on this show. All right. We're going to have to hit more news stories because it's that time of the segment, that time of the hour that we have to make sure we have an informed public here listening in to our radio show. Public. Florida pet owner said their African gray parrot's latest obsession is Amazon's Alexa, and she has been using it to terrorize the house. Petra, an African gray Congo parrot, learned to operate Alexa in her owner's Echo smart speaker and has taken to ordering the virtual assistant to operate lights at unusual hours. First, you're like half awake and like, was that a dream? Did that just happen? Petra's owner told WKMG TV, all day, every day. It's all lights on, all lights off. I think there would be a dead African parrot in my living room. About the second time I got woke up in the middle of the night by that, be like, nope, Polly want to smack her. And we're done.
Who the hell wakes up because the lights come on?
You don't? I'm a light sleeper, man.
Oh,
are you?
Yeah, my wife farts, I'm up.
Oh.
Because I'm getting out of the room. No.
Fair enough.
No, I used to be a light sleeper, anymore, but now I'm a lot heavier these days.
Wow. No, I've had like to where an emergency squad or whatever that a house either next door or in my vicinity of my neighborhood, and I'd wake up, be like, what the?
Yeah.
My neighbor would be like, there were 5 fire trucks and the ambulance and the police.
I didn't hear nothing.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I used to have a little Jack Russell Terrier, and he would sleep in the room with me, and noise would wake me up, and he'd still be there snoring. So I knew there was actual problem if I woke up and he was awoke too, Which it happened one time. Where I woke up and he's standing on the edge of the bed with his hair up on his back. Yeah.
The wife fart?
And, no, I was living by myself at the time. This was before I got remarried. No, there was a guy trying to get in my side door.
Oh wow!
Holy crap!
Yeah, some drunk stumbling. I had to have been some drunk stumbling in from the bar behind us, but I just went and sat in my living room, lit a cigarette, had my revolver in my lap. I think he finally saw the light from my cigarette, and he's like, he's just waiting on me, and he took off. This was a bad idea.
You just sat there in the dark?
I'd sat there in the dark with a cigarette and a gun in my lap.
Begging him to come in.
Saying, what you gonna do?
Wow.
Because I'm insane.
No. Wow. You didn't have one of the, you didn't have that. Shout out to Scotty Mays. Get the
shake weight. Nope, I did not.
Come on in, I dare
I was
you.
not naked and having my shake weight.
Oh,
there.
boy.
That's Scotty Mays, one of his bits.
Shout out.
Yep, he chases out a burglar with he's in his underwear. Or no, he's
he's
butt naked
doing the shake weight.
Yep, and he's got the shake weight stretching to try to creep the burglar out. Yeah,
sure,
and he won.
If you're going to use a shake weight, use it naked.
But no, I figure that the side door that he was trying to get in, I used to be kind of a, anyway, a little bit off. But the side door he was trying to get into actually had a sign on it that said, the owner of this property is armed and dangerous. Sure. There's nothing inside worth dying for.
Right.
And I'm sitting in the living room with a clear view of that door, watching him through the window with a gun sitting right on my Just having a cigarette. It's like, okay, what you gonna do, bud?
Wow.
Just a gun in your chaps.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, I was in my underwear.
Oh,
Yeah,
even better.
yeah. He was getting it one way or another. Yeah, I don't think the gun scared him. That is the first time somebody has hit their nose on the microphone.
It's because I can't be happy with where it is, and I keep moving it.
Right.
Oh, I think I need to take a pair of those lips and just stick it on there.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yep, and now Michael's making out with the microphone.
This isn't the first time.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Maybe I was a little high strung back then.
A little bit.
No, it would have been great if he would have come in and you flipped the light on just as the door opened.
Yeah.
He'd have shot us
Because that door creaks too. Like, morning.
Flip. Morning.
Boy, are you about to have a bad day?
Yep, I've been waiting on you.
About time you show up.
All right, a Miami high school is I love Florida stories. A Miami high school is catching some heat after its jungle-themed prom
Miami
decorations.
Heat. That's funny.
Included a live caged tiger.
What?
Yeah, Christopher Columbus High School. Perfect. A private Catholic school for boys held its prom on Friday. I think everybody went stag. By Sunday, video of the tiger pacing in a small cage began to surface online.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, this poor tiger was used as an exotic amusement for the mindless teenagers who were present, according to Mary Chris Castellanos.
Jeez.
You just picking all the stories with the bad names?
That's what I do. That way I can stumble through them. I should have just put my mouthpiece back in and gone from there. Anyway, whose brother attends the school wrote on Facebook, it's not the students' fault to be so naive, but the Christopher Columbus High School staff who arranged this event, they are responsible. Man, this kid can't write, and I can't read it. They're responsible for this tiger's misery. The tiger wasn't the only animal at the prom. No. No, that was part of the news story. The tiger wasn't the only animal at the prom. The entertainment company hired by the school also brought a lemur, a parrot, and a fox. Wonder if it's a parrot that turned the lights on. Could have been the lemur that turned the lights on.
The lemur.
A lemur.
That's insane. Where do you get a budget for that?
I don't know. Well, it's a private Catholic high school. They've been, robbing parishioners for years.
A lot of fish fries and wine.
Yeah, a lot of fish fries, a lot of wine. Yep.
Wow.
Man, that is too much. Like we had.
Didn't they see the Vegas guys?
Yeah, Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah,
right.
Didn't get a clue from that one, huh?
Well, they didn't bring it out of the cage. This one was just trapped in a cage. So I'm just surprised they didn't lose any digits because stupid high school kids just be sticking their fingers in there.
I'd still be freaking out. Anything could happen at the door.
It's a tiger.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that lemur.
Yeah, the lemur. Those are deadly. Those deadly lemurs.
I'd be going for that parrot.
Yep, I'll pet the parrot. Keep me away from that tiger.
Man,
or the fox. There was a fox in there. Have you ever been around a fox?
Just me. Hey.
Hey.
No, a real fox.
No.
They stink.
I believe it.
They're related to the skunk. They have about the same stink, just not quite as strong.
Okay, right.
Why would you want that in your prom?
Well, I was just getting ready to say, what if that tiger dropped a deuce? That can't be.
I'm sure it did. Yeah.
That can't be pleasant. Yeah. So enjoy your prom.
Yep. Yeah, they were going with a jungle theme. That means tiger poop and fox stink.
Yeah.
What, jungle fox? Is there a jungle fox? I mean, I get the parrot, the lemur, and the tiger. Usually you're not watching nature programs in the jungle and there goes a fox trotting by. Foxtrot. At the prom.
At the prom. I am upset for you.
I don't blame you.
Next.
Next, authorities are trying to determine how a box of ammunition fell from a military helicopter and crashed through the roof of an elementary school in Texas.
What?
Yeah. The Isleta Independent...
The what?
Isleta.
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 Okay.
Ysleta.
That was
Isleta
close.
Independent School District says no one was injured when the ammo box hit Parkland Elementary School in El Paso on Thursday afternoon. The ammo box left a hole in the roof and caused a power outage in part of the building. Officials at nearby Fort Bliss say they'll reassess flight patterns as part of their investigation. In a statement, 1st Armored Division Combat Aviation Brigade almost made it through that. Commander Colonel Jay Hopkins said he was sorry for the damage and grateful no one was hurt. I wouldn't think they would want a lot of military helicopters flying above a school anyway. Just doesn't seem like
And dropping a case.
And dropping a box of ammunition. You seen those ammo boxes? I mean, they're not small things.
No, and they're sturdy.
Yeah.
Oh. Like, I wonder where it fell through though. Like, what part of the school was school in? Was school out?
Yeah, they didn't go into a lot of detail. I'm assuming that since they make the point of saying nobody was hurt, it happened during school hours.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe.
I'm assuming. But I don't know.
Just how many kids were angry that their teacher didn't get it.
Right, yeah. or that the other half of the school was out of power and those kids got to go home.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But I just wonder, that much ammunition in the school, how many of those students were triggered?
Oh, boy. This is where I leave. I'm out.
Well, that wasn't actually, I'm just serious. These little... upset kids. They're upset about everything.
Everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
They probably had to shut down for a whole week.
Maybe. Yeah. That's because all the helicopter parenting that's happening. You're welcome.
Yeah. And mine were bad too. There you go. Thanks for joining in. I'm glad you played along.
I didn't want you to be alone.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Friendship.
The owner of a New York City condominium is offering a trip to outer space included with the purchase of an $85 million apartment. The condo is a 15,000 square foot duplex located on the entirety of the 45th floor of the Adelier building on West 42nd Street in Manhattan. WNBC TV reports the steep price tag for the 10-bedroom, 11-bathroom apartment comes with a number of amenities, including 2 seats on a trip to outer space. Amenities included with the $85 million home also include 2 Rolls-Royce Phantom luxury cars, a Lamborghini, courtside seats for Brooklyn Nets games, a mansion in the Hamptons for the summer, a live-in private butler, and a private chef.
Shoot, if I had the money, I'd do that.
Exactly. That's pretty much everything you'd want there.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially the chef.
I'm there. As soon
as the chef,
as soon as this radio takes off, man, I'm there. I know where I'm going with my millions.
Right.
With my $85 million.
If it's not snatched up by then.
Oh, it'll be there.
Oh, okay.
I already put a bid in.
Oh. You have high hopes for this thing.
Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly. I bid in $25 million above asking price because I want to make sure I get it.
Right.
And they're going to wait because, I figure I got another month.
Oh, shit.
And this show's going to be there, man.
And 25 extra
lips
million.
And all.
They'll wait.
Exactly. Yeah. Lips and all. That's what's going to do it.
Boy.
That's what's going to put us over the top.
When you
is
walk
the weekly lip segment.
Yeah.
How many other radio shows
Nobody.
do a sight gag?
Yeah, exactly.
Causing them to not be able to talk on live radio.
Right.
That is brilliant right there.
Yeah,
that's revolutionary. I'm going to revolutionize the way radio is done.
I'm impressed.
We're changing lives right now. That's
you
what
won't
we're
get
doing.
This
here.
on Howard Stern.
Exactly.
You won't get this on no Joe Rogan.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm going to take hashtag comedy ain't easy with me.
All right,
we're straight to the top.
What he means is he's stealing it from you.
Right? Yeah, I'm going to, and you're not going to be able to afford to sue me because I'm taking the name.
These daggone straight white men. Am I right?
Police say a 25. This is going to be the last one, I think, and we're going to have to call it a night. Back to Texas. Police say a 25-year-old man duped 2 Dallas high schools for 9 months by posing as a 17-year-old student and Hurricane Harvey evacuee in order to play basketball. Court records show Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley. He's got enough names. He should be a student.
Jeez.
Faces
on the back of his jersey.
Yeah. Yep. What is a gill strap?
I'll tell you, but
Yep. Sidney Bouvier gill strap Portley. Yeah. Oh, from the Hampton gill strap Portleys.
Right. From the Hamptons.
Court records show Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley, I just wanted to say the name again, faces a charge of tampering with government records. He was arrested Friday. Dallas school district officials say he first enrolled at Skyline High School, where they learned to make the chili, and later moved to Hillcrest High School, where he joined the basketball team. District spokeswoman Robin Harris says the man took advantage of the schools opening their doors to students displaced by the hurricane. She said district officials believe Gilstrap Portley's primary motivation was to play basketball. Apparently.
That's
why
impressive.
else would you pretend to be a 17-year-old to play basketball?
How old was he for real, though?
25.
Oh.
So it wasn't that, it wasn't like really 21 Jump Street-ish. He wasn't that old.
Right. Still, though.
But what would he get out of it? I don't
A
get it.
scholarship. He's going out for a scholarship.
Well,
No, he's
eventually
skipping
something
college.
gonna-
He's going straight to the
Exactly,
NBA.
yeah, straight to the NBA. That's what he was hoping. Just, he was going to, I don't know. I really don't, his name was Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley. Who knows? Who knows what his real motivation was?
But
Maybe
maybe he just wanted to see if he could get it on the jersey.
get it on the what?
The jersey.
Oh, right.
Or if he would be
What kind
questioned
of
about
font
his
you
gill.
using?
Yep. Yep. It'd be gill strap and a jock strap if he's playing sports.
oh boy.
Yeah.
But like, what is he doing? Okay, so was he going to school full time then? He was going to high school?
I'd imagine, yeah.
So where's he living and how's he paying his bills is what I want to know. Was this that guy that was just in the news for not leaving his parents' house? They had to evict him. And,
Oh, yeah, I have that story in there a little bit
messy.
later.
That
Yeah.
was silly.
How was this kid?
Do we want to cover that? Okay, we'll cover that, and then we
Sorry,
got to
One
I
go.
quickie.
shouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Two parents in New York will finally get to know what empty nest syndrome feels like. On Tuesday, Michael Rotundo,
That's rude.
yeah, he's portly. 30 years old, was ordered by State Supreme Court Justice Donald Greenwood to move out of his parents' house after living there rent-free for 8 years, according to the Syracuse Post-Standard. Christina and Mark Rotundo of Camillus near Syracuse sent their son numerous eviction notices and even gave him $1,100 to help him find a new place, according to their local news channel. Despite being taken to court, Michael Rotundo still didn't get the hint. While in court, he refused to speak directly to his parents and argued that with Greenwood for a half an hour that he was entitled to an additional 6 months before eviction, citing a legal case he found on the internet that appeared to back his claim. Greenwood reportedly praised Rotundo's legal argument, but sided with his parents and ordered him to move out, calling his demand for 6 more months outrageous. So, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Get out.
Right? Like, that's straight up silly.
It is. That's ridiculous. But that seems to be the way the world's going anymore. It's just people just don't want to move. And I don't blame them, because adulting is hard. But
Right.
it gets to a certain point. It's like, yeah, what else you going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see that kind of crap on the west side.
Yeah, I was going to say, I drove up East 3rd Street to get here, and I really did not realize it was Shirtless Tuesdays.
Oh,
it's
man.
shirtless
it was,
every day going down East 3rd
apparently
Street.
so, yeah.
Especially
It's like, East 3rd Street is like one big pothole and 60 men's nipples. That's pretty much all. You would love
Whoa. Wait a minute.
Hello.
Let me pull up Google Maps.
Right,
Where's this at?
it. Yeah. Well, if you look up Google Maps, if you zoom all the way in, they'll probably see them.
Perfect.
You don't even have to leave the house.
Yeah, because all of them need some sun because they're pale white.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Do we have any shows coming up that we want to plug? I know hashtag Comedy Ain't Easy is always one to look for on DATV.
DATV, yeah, they're sporadic out, so it's like just catch it on the schedule.
All right.
Yeah, usually but Tuesday and Fridays, but they have other spots through the night, and then I've got some after-hour ones where I've got...
Hashtag Comedy Ain't Easy After Dark.
Yeah, because it's got profanity in it, so they play them after the kids go to bed. So catch it. I've got the Dead Comic Show, I think, out from the Funny Bone that's on there. It plays. But anything Comedy Ain't Easy or Everything Dating with Keith Irvin, also I do like go around and I'll shoot like either like the Walk of Fame I did. I'm going to, here in a little bit, I'm going to do the FOA with Scotty Mays. I'm going to shoot that and put it on the show. So...
Cool.
All kinds of
stuff.
I've got my hats and all kind of cool stuff.
Yeah. Anything coming up with you, Michael?
Keep an eye out for Black Mamba in Redbox.
Yeah.
And this Friday, I'll be in Kent, Ohio, at the Dome with the Heathens of Comedy. 9 p.m. show, no cover, free. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook. I really don't do anything on Facebook. Twitter and Instagram. At @MMoreComedy.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Hashtag me too.
I don't think that's how this works.
Oh, sorry.
That's not what that's for.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. I'm gonna play us out, and we're gonna get the heck out of here.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for listening in, both of you, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
This has been the Life Radio Show on WWSU 106.9 with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available in podcast form on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, and YouTube, as well as on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Be sure to like the Life Radio Show on Facebook, and if you have any comments or suggestions, email thelife1069@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week. You can check out Wiley'sComedy.com for all your upcoming shows.